Now I want to tell you a very quick story about how I created this concept and where the idea came from and how I brainstorm around this to create this image. And long before I start thinking about fossils, I got this little guy as a present from my friend's son. And when he gave me this, he said, I think you're gonna like this because you like dinosaurs. And I don't recall telling him that I like dinosaurs, but who doesn't? And because of that, I thought, yeah, I think it might be good to create something with dinosaurs because everybody likes dinosaurs and I want to create something with this. And this was the spark of the idea, the trigger that got me thinking that I wanted to create something with dinosaurs. So I got my cell phone, my little guy, and took some pictures. Here you can see how I placed this little toy on top of my table, and I used a little piece of paper to create this infinite background so it'd be easy to clear cut it from the background. And just using the cell phone light, I was able to create this nice little rim light. Because I had this picture, I was able to create this visual. And I thought, yeah, this is looking good, but it's missing something. The story was just a little bit too shallow. There was nothing more than a dinosaur coming out of a waterfall. There was no drama, nothing for you to keep your head around this image for too long. And then I thought, yeah, let me try something with this little cow. And I'm gonna put this little cow in front of the dinosaur, and maybe this could add to my story and create a nice flow in here. But somebody came behind me and said, hey man, I think cows and dinosaurs never lived together. And I thought, damn, I need to change this. That was when I thought I need to keep on searching, and I went to Amazon and I found this little guy. Well, not so little, it's 36 inches. And I thought, yeah, I think this could work. The scale is much better to create a nice illusion that this could be real. And because all the pieces come separately, I thought this is perfect because I can place it on the sand, make it look like an excavation site. For sure, that's a much better story than a T-Rex hunting for a cow. And the first thing that I did was looking for references. So I went to Adobe stock and I found great references of skeletons and real fossils, and I think that's real. And these are the references that I found both in Adobe stock and online. And I had references of scale, a real human, and what I think is a real fossil, and other funny fossil references. These are great. Other excavation sites. This is really cool. I think this is real, I'm not sure. And this is the reference I got for scale. And I thought, yeah, a human is pretty much the size of the head of the T-Rex. I love this reference for aesthetics, and I want to get to the same kind of realism as we have in here. I'm not sure if this is a movie or an image. Searching references in Google for excavation sites, and it's really key for you to research whatever you're thinking about doing, because we think we know how things look, but we don't. So it's much better to search online for reference and build this nice folder with all the references you like, and references of scale in my case, and also references of real models and real fossils in museums. And that helped me so much to make the idea richer. And that was when I thought, yeah, I want to add some people, because that's gonna give the sense of scale that I want to make this whole thing look very real. I also search on Behance for artistic references, ArtStation. ArtStation is amazing for getting inspiring references. There's a lot of good things in there. Then I search for some backgrounds as well, aerial shots of deserts and places that I could put my dinosaur and make it look realistic. And this is all for the concept stage, for the visual sketch that I'm creating here. You're gonna find a lot of good references and make your whole idea much richer, because you're gonna see things that you didn't thought about at first, and that's gonna either completely change where you're going or make your idea more complex. Then I start searching for references for wardrobe, for the people that would be excavating in this scene. Even Indiana Jones, why not? I think I have enough material, let's start doing this. And I deleted the real fossil in there, just using the healing brush. At this stage, I don't need to care that much about quality. I just have to create this concept for guiding my idea, my photo shoot, or my matte painting. At this moment, I didn't know for sure how I was going to do this background. I placed my reference for scale and all my references up here. And one funny thing about this concept is that I used the same toy image with the pieces all together to use in my concept, because with this I could select using my channels and levels. And here you can see me playing with all kinds of techniques just to build up this concept real quick. I use warp and liquefy and puppet warp and all the techniques available to use the same pieces of the toy to create this final concept. And I had this human size scale compared to the T-Rex to start playing with people, and I used this image to help me out placing some people in there, just roughly, just to have an idea of how I was going to place my archaeologists around the T-Rex. And you can see that just by using quick mask and simple curves, just to have a rough selection very quickly, just to have an idea of how this would come out. And there are many ways to create your concept, and you could illustrate it, you could even use 3D to block the scene and have a nice concept. But because I'm not a real good illustrator or even a 3D artist, I use whatever I have to create my concepts, and in this case I use the same toy image that I found on Amazon to create this final look. And you can see that the concept is very similar to the final image. Of course, the looks and the grading, everything looks much better in the final result, but it's pretty close. And everything started with this little guy. And what I'm trying to tell you is just not create things with toys, but look around and see what you could create with different objects. And I want to inspire you to create things with whatever you have, with the gear you have around and with the objects you have at home, because you might have a great idea waiting for you in your own bedroom and you're not even realizing. Just like my friend Felix from Cancun, he creates things in his garage with toy miniatures and little Star Wars toys, and within 3 years he got world famous, creating commercial campaigns for Audi, and everything started for fun. He created a whole portfolio in his garage, creating things with little toys, just like people used to do back in the day in Star Wars and still doing in Blade Runner. Don't let anything stop you from being creative. Just wrap your head and get a little obsessed and look around and try to find something for you to create. And I'm sure that you have a nice idea in your own place and you're not even realizing. See you in the next video. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna shoot this fossil and the whole photo session and all the gear we use and light setup. I'm also gonna show you how I did the same image just using my cell phone and a couple of LED lights, and that's gonna be very interesting. So see you on the next video.